My name is Ana Joke and welcome to Nanay Anay! Hello guys! Well, today's video, we just wanted to share our experience living here in the Philippines for 8 years.
Been here a while.
Yes.
Been here a little while.
Yeah, so we wanted to do it today because it's the tomorrow will be the 29th of January, and we arrived here in San Francisco January 29th of 2015. So we just wanted to share to you guys the whole journey of the Dokes living in the Philippines, what it's like, the progress, the struggles, and yeah, just real talk.
I think getting over here is probably a topic unto itself. That was a huge ordeal.
Yeah.
We basically had to stay up for 48 hours straight.
Yes. So
to pack.
Yeah. So what it was like? Yeah, just like what Tatay was saying. Yep. We started with, that was like one of the hurdles.
Life hurdles.
Yeah.
Traveling across the planet with 5 young children in tow.
And I was pregnant at that time.
Yes.
Yes, I was 7 months pregnant. So just imagine, the packing of the balikbayan boxes. We shipped about, how many boxes? 49?
More than 40. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it was really like a sleepless night. And Alex was trying to work still. Like he was trying to put some more work, doing satellite work. And I think his last task were like hotels, because we were trying to get the work just so we could have a little more money in our pockets, before flying here to the Philippines. So, yeah, so we from Nashville to Wisconsin. You continue the story.
Well, from Nashville to Wisconsin was frozen. And we had a huge overloaded trailer.
U-Haul.
A U-Haul. We were towing with a minivan. And it was the most terrifying. Was it 12 hours or more?
It turned into
Probably
a
longer.
12-hour.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be only 8 hours, but
I was going very slow, and the visibility was low. The roads were just pure ice. It was just white knuckle the whole way. It was just terrifying.
And
and I was already wasted, but we had been up for 24 hours by that point.
there was stuff that we couldn't pack anymore, so we left them behind. We just packed as much as we could.
I left a painting in the attic, a really cool painting.
Of equilibrium, but anyway, and then we stayed there for 2 days in Milwaukee, to reunite with his family, do some a little bit get together. We also reunited with the church before leaving, and then we packed and packed again. We were at our friend's house, a Filipino friend, and then she was the one who shipped all our boxes to the Philippines. So from the Chicago airport, it was really like going from one gate to the next gate, from the entrance. And then at that time, I was just trying to pack light. So we only had I believe 2 super big luggages. And I was hoping that the Japan Airlines would just let us, the number of tickets, just add up all the weights together. But no, it's not like that. So we have to, while we were there, they asked us to really split our
separate,
luggages.
the luggage. We had some backpacks, some laptop cases. We were trying to distribute the weight so that we'd be within the limits.
And my mother-in-law has to look for some boxes so we can also fill that up. So, because I was hoping that we would only have 2 big luggages, and then 2 and then the 5 children, So then, but nope, it didn't happen. But anyway, so
we got here.
No, the landing at the airport first.
Well, yes, landing at the airport and coming out of Manila Airport is terrifying for somebody who's never flown into a country like the Philippines before. Let's just say that, because you're instantly swarmed by crowds who are trying to get you to go into their taxi cab or trying to get you to go to some hotel, and there is no way to discern what is legit and what is a kidnapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we arrived at 12 midnight. So that add up to really that, like that, the tension there. And at that time, I like what he said, even though I'm Filipino, I have no idea who among these people are trying to scam us and la 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 la. But anyway, we found one. We went to the hotel and we stayed there for one night. Yep. And then the following day, we had to go to the Bureau of Immigration. Like, it was really like a whole miscommunication. The Bureau of, the consular told Alex, Philippine consular told Alex, that when we get to the airport, we go straight to the immigration. So we went to the immigration inside the airport, and then this immigration guy told us, oh, we have to go to the actual building of the Bureau of Immigration. So that was like, oh no, good thing that we miscalculated our flight. So we had to stay in Manila for an extra day. So that day, the following day, we went to the Bureau of Immigration, and that was like a whole, adventure for the children. First time to get in a tricycle, like that whole thing. So that was fun. Yeah, and then January 29th, that's also Abraham's birthday. That was when we fly to Mindanao. We flew to Mindanao, and that was like another adventure again, from the airplane, getting on a taxi, getting to the bus terminal, getting on the bus. Oh my goodness. And you imagine that we have jet lag. We're experiencing jet lag. We have 5 children with us. I was pregnant, and it was just like really crazy.
Very small airport in Butuan. Very different landing.
In Cagayan.
Oh, in Cagayan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was in Cagayan.
Oh,
yeah.
Mike came all the way to Cagayan to pick us up.
No, Mike picked us up at Butuan bus terminal.
Oh,
so
okay.
we
drove a
took
bus?
The bus. Yeah, we took the bus from Cagayan to Butuan, and then from Butuan, Mike picked us up, at the bus terminal, and then we drove in their vehicle all the way here in San Francisco. And we
blocked most of it out. Emotional trauma. It was crazy.
We arrived here again. I think it was 11:30 p.m. That was when we arrived here, and then we surprised my mom. My mom didn't know that we were arriving that day. They knew. My mom and my brother knew that we are moving here to the Philippines, but they have no clue when. Exactly when. So we just showed up at the doorstep, of our first apartment. Hello, hey, surprise! And of course, it was a surprise, so there was no food prepared for us. So that was really insane. Yeah. So that first week,
no boxes. We had to wait for months.
3 months.
3 months for our boxes to arrive. So we did without all of the important stuff that we thought we'd need in the Philippines. Had to go without it for 3 months.
But yeah, we didn't have a washing machine at that time, so we had
What's the craziest thing you shipped over here that we didn't need?
We didn't need?
Yeah, what did you think was the craziest thing we sent over here that we ended up not needing at all?
I don't know.
There's certain people who are living here that shall not be named were telling me that, oh, you can't buy a shovel in the Philippines. Literally, they were saying stuff like that, straight up. So I remember shipping several shovel heads. Disconnected the handle, and I shipped over a couple shovel heads because I thought that'd be useful to have a shovel for whatever reason. Gardening. And we got here, now you could buy shovels just like anywhere else in the world. You talk to people who live over here, and everybody you talk to, you get a different story from.
Yeah.
Including us.
Yes.
Okay, we have a certain set of experiences. If you come over here and live here, you might be 50 miles away from here, and your set of experiences is going to be totally different.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was like our first week, again, I had to do laundry by hand. That was a nightmare. And then Alex also lived on fries. Remember that time?
French fries. They sold potatoes here, and
so
I had a lot of potatoes and French fries.
Yeah, that was like a thing. And then of course, our first week, everyone got sick, because of the mold issue. Like our family is very much allergic to molds, and so my mother was like a hoarder, so got moldy and la 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 la. So that was our first week here in San Francisco. We tried to acclimate, to the surroundings, get to know some neighbors.
Jet lag.
And then, recovering from jet lag. And then, and then also going to the market, buy some produce. And then, and then another thing we did also, because doing laundry by hand was not really like an answer to, was like, okay, we can't do this. We can't keep doing this. So we hired a lady, and that also turned out to be not okay. So we ended up up buying a washing machine, an automatic washing machine. And that was like a very, very good thing that we did. I never regret getting that, even though we're kind of low in money.
At the time, we were low, yeah.
So eventually, after 1 month, he decided, okay.
Ran out of money, you know. I didn't make that decision. It just happened. He ran out of money and he needed to start working. So I got a contract online with a fantastic company. Time Doctor was the name of that company that I worked for only about 6 months. But it was the best possible company I could have worked for because they were all about remote work.
Yes.
It was remote work before remote work was cool. So, yeah, I love it.
So yeah, that was like, so from that time, and then we live in that apartment. It was really small, very, very tiny apartment. So we moved to, we kept looking for a different place, and this is the house, So we've been living in this house for almost also 8 years, and we were so glad. Like, he really wanted to, why don't you start looking for a school? Like this house, the house we're living right now, it used to be a residence, and then they turned it into a school, and then now it's back to being a home, a house. And this is where we're living.
I think these used to be 3 homes, and then they combined it all into one unit, and it was a school.
Yeah.
Yep. So the floor plan is just pure chaos. Yeah.
And then that same year, March 2015, I gave birth to Immortal. And so that was like a really not so okay childbirth experience.
That was a rough birth for you.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be 2 babies. We were both convinced she had twins because she was so huge.
Yeah, I'll put the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really like a really the baby had a really broad chest, and it was like really hard. Like I consider that as my most brutal birth, ever. But it was like
we barely got an air conditioner in there for you, a real low powered air conditioner.
Yeah, so
like a 1 horsepower.
So I did not like that apartment.
Not very amenities, not very friendly for birthing women.
Yeah,
but
it was not okay. But you know what? It still turned out I would still not go to the hospital. It was a home birth, and it was still like a good. Overall, I would still consider that a much better birth than. Next, and then for a while there, we would just like drive around places in a tricycle, or walk to places. But then eventually we got our own vehicle. And yeah, so that was like a good plus for us. And then we spent, of course, first December here. We spent our first Christmas here in the Philippines. And then, so the second year was way much better than the first year. Even with his office, oh my goodness, his office space before we moved in.
Yeah, it was, you'll see it, but it was a laundry hall. It wasn't really a room. It was only about 2.5 feet wide, and it was maybe 12 feet long, but half of it was just a washing machine and a drainage. There was running water in there, to do our laundry. And I crammed myself in the back corner with a little homemade desk, like a little foldable desk that was about ready to fall apart. And I used an old laptop in there and started my online career.
Yeah,
it was like rugged.
Yeah. And then when we moved here, it was like a very big, night
the screen was broken on that laptop. I couldn't close it.
Yeah.
Because the hinges were all broken.
Super hot, and you would always get electrocuted. Remember that?
Well, still, even to this day, you get electrocuted every day here.
Yeah, but that laptop was really like crazy.
It was a metal frame laptop, I think.
Yeah.
So you couldn't touch it. Yeah.
Yeah. So. And then we moved here. Your office space was way much better, and then we renovated the house. This house, we did so much painting on the wall, the ceiling, and then the boys' room, and then the walk-in closet, and then of course, so 2016, I got pregnant. But that's also the time, 2016. Okay, June 11th, 2016, we were on our way to the beach. And then we got a phone call that there is a baby who needs a new home, a new family. And that was Patricia Queen. So So we went to the beach and we were in a hurry to leave the beach, you know. We were invited by a friend to go there. So we just like, okay, let's just go with them, but we were really like in a hurry to go home, you know. And then we got here, we went to the hospital, we saw our baby girl, and then in as much as we wanted to bring her home, she has to stay for one more night, and then the following day we brought her back home.
Yep.
So June 12, that's also Philippine Independence Day. That was when we took Patricia from the hospital.
Yeah.
And then at that time I was 6 months pregnant with Wisdom. So that same year, October of 2016, we got another baby girl. So it was my first baby girl that I conceived. So that's you know the highlight.
So they're
of
like
our
twins.
2000.
They grow up together. Very close in age.
Yeah, but they're very close in age, but they were so different from each other, like night and day.
Yes, Patricia is so active, so
wild
energetic.
And mild.
Yeah, Wisdom's very laid back.
Yeah, so
not so much anymore now. They're kind of like, you know, Wisdom is normal now.
Yeah, but they were like Wisdom barely opened her eyes for like two weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Like wouldn't open her eyes. She was just like, you know, like all the time shut. Where Patricia's eyes were just like 1,000 watts. So they were really like the complete opposite growing when they were still like babies. But then now, yeah, like what you said, they're normal, pretty much normal. And then 2017, what was the highlight of our 2017? I think that was when you found a good job.
2017 was when I got another contract, a new contract.
Yeah, that paid more.
Yeah, I'm always, you know.
So we were able to improve again our situation here, you know, and then here at home, and we got a much bigger AC, like, you know, those, you know, little things. And then 2018, I got pregnant again. So that was when we have Dominion. You know, it was a I consider Dominion's birth to be the, because Wisdom's birth was also not so okay. It was like a really hard, painful labor. Although again, she was also still here, born at home in this home. She was the first one to be born in this home because Immortal was born in the old apartment. And it was like Wisdom's birth was like really hard, but Dominion's birth was more of a like the healing. Like I had a better experience giving birth with the Dominion, and then at that time, okay, I could get pregnant and give birth again. You know, that level. And then
another big event was when your mother had her stroke. Right?
That was 2016.
Yeah, she moved in with us for a little while. Then we had to get her set up on her own. You know, we had some helpers because it's hard to live with your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like another thing, you know, that we did. 2019, I got pregnant, and then I gave birth to Knowledge on 2020. Another thing also that we also able to implement in this home was like Alex did a transfer switch, the generator.
Yeah,
that was a big deal, Ty, right?
Right, that was a big deal because the power would go out at least once a week. You know, the power would be out for hours, sometimes a half a day, sometimes a day. And that's scary when your food's going bad, and I would be working and I can't miss meetings. You know, the kind of work I have now, I actually am like hosting meetings, providing training to dozens of people sometimes. And I have to be online. When I say I'm going to be online, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So we have a generator, we have a backup generator.
And we have redundant internet.
We have redundant internet connections, but the big change here was to finally install the generator with the transfer switch. I've been putting that off for so long.
Yeah, we're trying to look for an electrician.
Yeah, I was trying to look for an electrician that could do it for me, but then we finally just found a place to buy an affordable manual transfer switch. They only last a couple years.
Yeah.
You have to replace them because they're just exposed to the air and they just get rusty and corrode very quickly when you're flipping that switch. But they work well. They're really cheap. They're about $15 per switch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Another thing also that Tata did for me was there's a countertop in our kitchen. Because before that, we would just chop on a table, you know. So there was this huge wall that we knocked down when we first moved here. And then I think it was like 2 years after. That's when
I thought it was in the first year.
Yeah, maybe early of the second year. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that was like a big deal. We have a good countertop that he built. It was like we have to buy a really big drill bit, and then he had to learn the pouring of the concrete. You know, like put building form, and then in the inside, because Alex wanted to be really, really like sturdy. So Alex,
I didn't use any sand. It was 100% cement.
Cement, yeah, and so yeah, that was like another improvement. Like there's so many little improvements that we did to our home here that make us make our living situation here way much better. Like even buying the children brand new, I mean, really good mattresses. You know, before that we just used to sleep on the foam.
Yeah,
And then
foam.
I hate that one, you know. And then eventually we bought them a really good mattress, and then I upgrade from a small washing machine to one big washing machine, and then he suggested that I need to have another one, so now I have two washing
big.
machines. Yeah, and so
The boys are getting bigger. Yeah.
yeah, so that was like a big deal for us too. And also our sink. Oh my goodness, don't forget the sink.
We upgraded the sinks. Yeah. We started by building a freestanding counter on wheels. It was 4 feet by 8 feet roughly, and we installed a stainless steel sink into that freestanding countertop, and we installed the water supply and the drain pipes.
It's on wheels. It's also
It's on wheels, but it doesn't move. We leave it where it is.
Yeah, but
And
the
then-
idea there was to take that with us once we move out.
Sure, we could take the sink with us when we
Yeah.
move out of the house. And then a little later on, maybe another year later or something, we finally got around to fixing the sink that was, the existing sink in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was tile, broken tile. Like they literally make sinks out of tile here. And the cracks are all worn out, water washing, food gets in there. It's really disgusting.
And the
So
grout,
the grout is all washed
grout.
away. It doesn't leak, but it's literally just cement and tile put together to make a sink. And so we knocked that out and we put in a proper stainless steel sink.
Double sink.
Double sink, double-sided sink.
So that was also
now
like
we
a
have
big
two different dishwashing stations.
Yeah, so there's
two people can wash dishes at the same time.
So that's like, big scale, big family, large family setup right there. And then also, another thing we did, the filtration of our water.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was early on too.
Early because we got so itchy. We got all this
the chlorine water here was really bad. And so in order to get rid of the chlorine, you wanted a 2-stage activated charcoal filters.
And then it broke.
Well, the activated charcoal filters will fill up with sediment like that.
Yeah.
So you needed 2 different stages before the charcoal filters for a total of 4 stages.
Yeah.
A 5 micron and then a 1 micron to get rid of as much sediment as you could to make those charcoal filters last longer.
Yeah.
And that worked great. It really helps keep the water chlorine free and sediment free. Because there's a lot of sediment that comes into this from the city water line. Yep.
Yeah, so our water, the water that we wash ourselves, goes to our shower, even our laundry are all filtered.
Yep, 4-stage filtration system.
So the vehicle, we did not like our vehicle, so we also got a bongo. We also got our another pickup truck that we could also use for the construction of the harip.
Yep.
And then I just want to really say I'm so grateful for these 8 years that we're living here in the Philippines. There are times that I was really struggling, but I'm already here.
Every day or at least every week, you want to figure out one small improvement you can make.
Another thing we should never forget, the flood. We do so many things. I know we've been sharing about this from our previous video, but
we reworked all the gutters in the home. Like there was a lot of changes we made to the gutter system here.
Yeah, and also
we redirected the water off of our property. We built concrete retaining walls to hold back the water. Yeah, we installed 3 sump pumps, dug holes for that, ran pipes.
Yep.
Have 3, dirty water pumps there to run. They automatically activate whenever the water level gets high enough.
Yeah.
And it works 93% of the time to keep us dry.
Yeah, but the goal there really is to really like move out of this place. We're so grateful to be living here, you know, and if it will take another year to stay here again, I'm okay with that as long as there's progress. That's what I'm saying. There's
Get
really
out of the house.
Yes, there's a progress. We were gonna start constructing in our new property, so that's like, you know, I always try to look at the good side or look at the end of there's a light in the end. How do you say that?
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
So I see the light already right now because we have the property and we're moving. But anyway, so guys, I hope you enjoy, you know, just listening to our story. You know, our 8 year our experience. It's not really the whole totality, but a summary of what it was like living here in the Philippines for 8 years. And we're so glad, guys, that you stayed also with us for the 6 months since Nani and I's launch, and we hope that we'd still see you, you know, for the next 20 years or more, if YouTube still exists. Anyway, so thank you so much, guys. Don't forget, if you like this video, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be updated of our videos here at Nana and I. Thank you so much, guys, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.